I did turn the heat up in the room. It's just
It's warm.
moving slowly here.
It's very warm.
Oh, you think so?
In here?
I can smell it too, because on the baseball when the heat comes in,
Okay.
and then after the dust settles for a little bit.
It's back here.
Cold right here. I can't even take my coat off. I'll freeze it up.
Yeah.
There's a cold
So
one.
I'll up on it by the end of the night. You are?
Yes.
Let's switch places.
Some would swear it'd be all the
It's
holiday
cold
time,
here.
yeah.
Are you sure you want to be on the left side of the room?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I prefer the right side of the room.
There's a price for everything, isn't there?
It's all perspective, right?
All right, I have 6:30 according to South Gods. That clock is a little slow. So let's go ahead and get started, folks. So welcome all to the regular meeting of the Pittsfield Town Council here Tuesday, December 20th, 2022. I'd like to invite everybody to stand and recite the pledge of allegiance with me.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all very much. Just a moment of silence, please. All right, thank you all very much. So let's move on to number 2, the adoption of minutes. The budget workshop on December 5th, regular meeting December 6th, special meeting December 8th, and special meeting on December 14th. I'll look for a motion from council, please.
Make a motion, we adopt the meeting minutes held on December 5th, 2022, regular meeting minutes held on December 6th, 2022, the special meeting held on December 8th, 2022, and a special meeting on December 14th, 2022.
I'll second. Moved and seconded. Thank you, gentlemen. Any questions or comments? Corrections, council? Very well. Hearing none, since we're ready to vote, all those in favor of the adoption of the minutes of the workshop December 5th, meeting December 6th, special meeting December 8th, and special meeting December 14th, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. Ayes have it. The meeting minutes are adopted. Let's move on to number 3, presentations, congratulations, and introductions. Catherine, I'll pass that to you, please.
Yes, thank you. 2 items. First, the Planning Partnership Initiative Program update on the Main Street project. The Maine DOT did come and meet with the town staff and members of the PPI Main Street Committee that were able to come. Mr. Vigu came. We all ranked the 3 proposals that we received. Everybody gave your opinion, and those that had worked with the companies, which were several of us, went over our past history. So everyone agreed on a firm. At this point, that is confidential. All 3 firms are great. The one that ended up being ranked the highest will be negotiated with under the state process. And so Maine DOT came down today, went over the documents and what they would have for questions for the company that was ranked the highest. And they will be holding a meeting either next week or the week after to negotiate with that company. And MDOT did tell me I can't give out any information on what their proposal cost is or the name. And if I do, we'll have to start all over again. That is just simply their process. But everybody did agree, Mr. Vigu, Public Works Director, myself, and MDOT on the company that would be ranked the highest. So that's good.
Good, excellent.
So I will update you as soon as I have more information. And the second item on the grants update that I passed out, I did give that to all the staff. All staff members have no additional grants to put on the list. I will add the planning partnership grant because that project has now started. So I'll add that $82,000 project to the listing. Thank you.
All right, Catherine.
Mike,
Yes, go ahead.
is the committee meeting on Thursday? The Main Street Committee?
There's no meeting scheduled as of yet.
Oh, okay.
You have to-
In the paperwork, it said the 22nd of December, that there was a meeting. that you had passed out?
Yeah, I would have to check that.
Okay, that's
There's no
fine.
meeting of the committee. DOT.
Sounds good to me.
DOT, yeah. DOT has been down a couple of times.
Okay.
And they're going to invite the highest ranking candidate.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
come
No, I
in
got you. Okay.
Here and go over the Main Street project and everything.
All right, thanks.
As soon as it's a committee meeting, everybody will know.
Okay.
They'll all get a notice and everything. We will call around to get the best date or the date that most people can come to, rather than just
I might have misread it. My bad.
All set, Catherine?
yeah.
Very well, thank you. Let's move on to number 4, public hearings. Catherine, you would please?
Ordinance 22-15, public hearing. The town of Pittsfield hereby ordains an ordinance to authorize the transfer of unencumbered appropriation balances to various departments from 0525 Animal Control, $5,000, 1005 Highway, $4,000, to 0520 Streetlights, $5,000, 1015 Cemetery, $4,000.
I'll look for a motion to council, please.
Make a motion, we open ordinance 22-15.
Set public hearing.
We're setting it to public hearing?
Yes,
Oh, the public hearing's not tonight.
that's correct.
Sorry. Make a motion that we set ordinance 22-15 to public hearing.
I'll second it. Moved and seconded. Any questions or comments, council? There is some information in there, but the discussion will be probably for the next meeting.
We actually would have it this evening.
Oh, we're having it this evening.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was this advertised in the last
Yes.
council?
Yeah.
My apologies.
I thought it was.
My apologies. I'm sorry. I am sorry.
That's okay.
I guess I'm getting a little overly efficient.
You're moving it
A little pressure from the left side. I'm not pointing. All right, Pete, could you rescind that motion and do it properly, and I won't say a word.
I will send the motion, and make a motion that we open ordinance 22-15 to public hearing.
I'm second. Moved and seconded. Thank you. Appreciate you setting me on the straight path there. So any questions or comments? Anyone in the audience? Council, any questions or comments? And the information is fairly straightforward in the package. Nothing at all. Very well. Hearing none, and since we're at the vote, all those in favor of ordinance 22-15, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Ordinance 22-15 passes. All right, let's move on to number 5, reports. Finance Committee,
No report.
no report. Ordinance Committee,
No report.
no report. Recycling Committee.
We'll begin meetings in January of 2023.
All right, very good. Catherine, I'll hand it to you for the board and committee updates, and if you would continue for number 5, please.
Yes, we
Thank
had
you.
worked on the cell towers. At one time, we thought we had 3 cell towers that needed to go to the planning board. We found that under the ordinance, the code officer could update and address 2, and then we found that another one had written up their application as though it was a new project, but actually, once we researched it, the building inspector found that it is a current project that's going to have renovations. The renovations will be within the footprint, so he can approve that one. So 3 cell towers will not have to go to the planning board. They're all modifications of what is currently there. So the code officer is addressing those. They got quite a hefty package for each of them. So no meetings are required at the planning board. We'll have a meeting to get organized in January of 2023 and do some maybe MMA education and everything. Thank you.
All right, you want to continue on? Anything else in there that you want to bring up, Catherine?
No, I'm all set. Thank you.
All set?
Yes, thank you.
All right, very well, thank you. Number 6, old business, there is none, so let's move on to number 7, new business, resolution 22-111. Please, Catherine.
Resolution 22-111. Resolved that the town council authorize a total of blank for carry forward for the 2022 budget and encumber the funds for 2023.
I'll look for a motion to council, please.
Make a motion to open for discussion, resolution 22-111.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Thank you, gentlemen. This is, let me see here. Now, you have on your On the package here, this is the information.
That is the information.
It's on page 7 of the package, Council.
And it remains the information, there wouldn't be any changes. So we have a match that's required for the PPI grant by a motion made by the town council earlier this year. So because we haven't spent the money yet, we need to carry it forward and try to find it in the 2023 budget, and that would not be good. Because the vacancies are in the police department, we would need for the first vacancy a $15,000 signing bonus. For the second vacancy, a $15,000 signing bonus. And then from the 2 officers who left, they paid back the $7,500 that each of them had received, and they had not received the second $7,500 because they hadn't been here a year. So we can carry forward that $75,000 under the town charter if you wish to do so.
Okay, 75,000 on those items all added up. So the resolution 22-111 will read, resolve town council authorized total of 75,000 for carry forwards for the 2022 budget and encumber the funds for 2023.
And then they'll go into an account called 2023 carry forward funds, only to be spent for those purposes.
Good.
I can rescind the motion to open for discussion.
Sure.
I'll rescind the motion to open resolution 22-11 for discussion.
And, yep, you rescinded. Now, we'll make, if you want to make the motion.
Now I'll make
put
the motion.
amount in, yeah.
I was waiting for a second. but-
Okay. No, you rescinded.
Okay.
You made
I'll
the
make a
motion.
motion, we adopt resolution 22-111 with the amount of $75,000 to carry forward for 2022 budget.
I'll second. Moved and seconded. Any questions or comments? Audience? Yes. go
Just
ahead.
to clarify, you're carrying forward $75,000 total, $45,000 are for police sign-on bonuses, and $30,000 goes to the PPI grant match.
Correct.
Okay.
Anything else? Okay, I'll close discussion. Audience, council? Questions or comments? Concerns? Very well, hearing none. All those in favor of Resolution 22-111 with $75,000 in for the blank, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Resolution 22-111 passes with an amount of $75,000. Catherine, let's move on to Resolution 22-112, please.
Resolution 22-112, resolved that the town council approve the percentage of funds in the cemetery general fund at 7.5% of the November 30th, 2022 balance to be transferred to the 2023 budget as a revenue source for the cemetery, thereby increasing the amount of revenues to be utilized to an amount equal to the proposed 2023 cemetery budget.
For a motion, council,
Make a
please.
motion, we adopt resolution 22-112.
Second.
Thank you, gentlemen. Any discussions or comments, audience? Very well, I will close the audience. I will go to the council. Any questions or comments on this? Very well. Hearing none, I sense a ready to vote. All those in favor of resolution 22-112, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Resolution 22-112 passes. Kathleen, let's move on to resolution 22-113, please.
Resolution 22-113, resolved that the town council waive the bid policy, Chapter 2, Administrative Code, Section 106, Regulation of Bids and Contracts, to accept the proposal of R.H.R. Smith & Company, CPA of Buxton, in the amount of $16,000 for the municipal water enterprise and sewer enterprise audits, $400 for filing the water PUC report, and $3,000 for single audit for grants if required for the audit year of 2023, and approve the firm as the external auditor for the town's 2022 audit.
You had in here the audit year 2022, but you said 2023.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a 2022 audit.
Okay. All right. With that minor correction, I'll look for a motion from council.
I make a motion, we adopt resolution 22-113.
Second. Move in second. Thank you, gentlemen. Questions, comments from the audience? Very well. Closed audience. Council, questions, comments?
When was the last time that this went out to bid?
I would say we got prices back in,
It's been like 10 years, hasn't it?
it's been over 10 years, I'm going to say 14 years.
Yeah, but you have, in your paperwork here, I believe you said it had been held steady for some time.
They did, they kept the same price for many years. It's only recently, the last, after COVID, the first year they kept it, and then it's just more costly for them to do everything. The only change from last year, the price is the same as last year, is the single audit will be $3,000 rather than $2,500. And this is because there's more GASB, more general accepted standards of auditing requirements now for the grants.
So is that the only increase they had on this?
That was the only increase from last year.
$1,500 increase.
Uh,
Well, you
It
said
went
from
from
2,000.
500. It went from 2,500 to 3,000.
Oh, 500, okay, I thought you said two. All right,
Sorry.
so $500 increase.
Correct, from last year,
Okay.
which is good considering they got more requirements.
Eric, you had a question?
Is there any benefit to getting another player involved? If you're using the same person for that many years, if we get a different opinion from someone else, is there any value to that?
There is yes and no. There aren't a lot of municipal auditing firms. A number of years ago, when I tried to get auditors in another town, we got the same three. There are a couple of auditors that run around that aren't as qualified maybe as this firm, but there are a couple of other auditors down from the Portland area. I think it's going to be more expensive. However, we can try that at a certain point. We've been working with them all year, so we sort of got to do the 2022 audit, but we can bid it out next year for 2023.
Certainly wouldn't hurt to try.
Yeah, I mean, I think overall, I guess I don't look at just the cheapest prices, like overall value. If you get a different audit and you get different information from that audit, it gives you something to compare it to that we got in the past. It's good to have different opinions on our situation, I guess.
Right.
The one good thing I found with this firm is they have so many different individuals involved. It goes from one person to the other. So instead of just having the auditor that comes, who's in charge, each time that he comes, he has different people with him, except during the COVID years, in which we did it over the internet and Zoom and everything. But they have a quality control person now who asks a lot of questions, which they didn't have before.
Technically, given the nature of the beast, you should have the same results from one firm to the next.
Yeah.
If you have a difference, that would be concerning, regardless of the price. You know?
Right? How do you know?
Right, you
Yeah,
don't know
difference.
unless you do it.
I think this
Right.
firm has most of the state of Maine, just because of their costs are less than the other two firms. But there's no harm in doing it for the 2023 audit. We should start early in the year, though.
Anything else? Eric, you all set?
What's that?
Anyone else, council? Very well. Hearing none, I sense we're ready to vote. All those in favor of Resolution 22-113, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Resolution 22-113 passes. Kathy, let's go to Resolution 22-114, please.
Resolution 22-114, resolved that the town council approve the additional work to outfit the 2022 police cruiser in the amount of $2,777.55 beyond the original quotation from Yankee Communication, with such cost to be paid from the 2022 police budget vehicle maintenance account E0510-1505.
For a motion from council, please.
Make a motion to adopt resolution 22-114.
Second. Moving to second. Thank you, gentlemen. Before we go, Chief?
Yes.
I'll leave the floor to you if you want to add a little flesh to the bones on this, or give
Sure.
the Reader's Digest version what we're looking
Yeah,
at.
basically, you do see quite an increase from the first quote. The first quote was back in February, and as a lot of you know, that prices have went up since then on just about everything. When I did an itemized check of what went up and what went down, a few things actually did go down, like the light bar went down a couple $100, but the majority of the items went up. I did talk to the installers,
and asked them about that, and that's what I was given. And also, there was a big purchase item in this as well that was not quoted, just so you know. It was a radio that was put into this police car, because the old radio, generally they would just swap radios into the new cars, but the old radio stayed in the old car. And something to think about too is with the new body style changes of these cars, you know, get more of that stuff next year, our next purchase.
All right, thanks, Chief. Appreciate it. Any other questions? Any questions from the audience? So by audience, I mean you, because there's no one online. You're it. All right, thanks. Close to the audience. Council, any questions or comments on this? Very well. Hearing none, I sense we're ready to vote. All those in favor of Resolution 22-114, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Resolution 22-114 passes. Kathy, let's move on to Resolution 22-115, please.
Resolution 22-115, resolved that the Town Council waive the bid policy, Chapter 2, Administrative Code, Section 106, to accept the bid from J.M. Builders LLC in the amount of $8,750 for police station renovations, such cost to be paid for from the 2022 capital police station budget, and the remainder to be paid for from the 2022 capital flooring budget.
I'll look for a motion from council, please.
Motion to adopt resolution 22-115.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Thank you, gentlemen. Once again, Chief, I'll put you on the spot. You want to add some detail to this?
Yes, they had a tough time finding a builder to do such a small project. As I'm sure you know, this is kind of before me that when they set this up. So for those of you that don't know, it's for the building of that closet armory room to store all the weapons and ammunition in. So I mean, it's actually not a bad deal. I mean, they did the floors and they're painting the building, and they'll be filling all the holes, and that has not had any attention in many years.
So this is well within the budget you have?
Oh, I believe so.
Yeah. Okay. No, thank you, Chief. Audience?
Is this also going to include the work that you talked about, the evidence locking? Or is it just the armory?
Just the armory, the evidence locker. We're getting some supplies and different budget lines for that.
All set, Elliot? All set, Elliot? All right, thank you. Council, any questions or comments? Very well. Hearing none, I sense we're ready to vote. All those in favor of Resolution 22-115, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Resolution 22-115 passes. Thank you, Chief, for your input. Appreciate that. Kathy, let's go to Resolution 22-116, please.
Resolution 22-116, resolved that the Town Council declare that the original purpose of the following reserves has been met or no longer is needed, and to transfer the funds as follows. A. 2022 capital budget reserve police flooring was related to be transferred to the police station reserve, which you can see was used up above. B. Fire rescue capital reserve to be transferred to the fire equipment vehicles rather than have a separate account for fire rescue. C. Public Works garage to be transferred and combined with Public Works garage for roof and repairs for the same purposes. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll look for a motion from council, please.
Motion to adopt resolution 22-116.
I'll second it. Moved and seconded. Thank you, gentlemen. Any questions or comments, audience? You know I was going to ask you, so I already shaking your head. We're working. Any questions or comments from the council? Very well. Hearing none, I sense we're ready to vote. All those in favor of Resolution 22-116, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Resolution 22-116 passes. Catherine, let's move on to Resolution 22-117, please.
Resolution 22-117, resolved that the Town Council approve the request for a trade-in on two 40 cal carbine for two Ruger AR 22-556.
Looking for a motion to council, please.
Make a motion we adopt resolution 22-117.
I'll second it. Moved and seconded. Thank you, gentlemen. Any detail you want to provide on this, Chief?
Sure. Those the Rugers, they've sat in the closet for a long time, and it was time to get rid of them. They're a caliber that pretty much nobody uses anymore, and now that we're switching over to the 9mm as well, the 40 caliber is kind of obsolete. I was going to get a pretty good trade-in on that. $700 is what they're looking at to. So basically, one AR for two of those, and they are all fully kitted out except for an optic, which we'll have to get that. So it's a pretty good deal when it comes to those.
All right, thank you, Chief. Any questions, comments, audience? Very well, I'll close the audience. Council, any questions or comments? It's going way too easy. I'm getting scared now. All right, very well. Hearing none, I sense we're ready to vote. All those in favor of Resolution 22-117, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Resolution 22-117 passes. Catherine, let's move on to Resolution 22-118, please.
Resolution 22-118, resolve that the town council authorize the town manager to execute a lease with Maine Central Institute for property known as part of the Pinnacle for a one-year term from December 14, 2022, extending and renewing the lease for the same premises dated September 19, 2007, and furthermore authorize the town manager to execute the lease for one-year periods, and if such language is revised, to execute such lease with the approval of the town attorney.
For a motion to council, please.
Make a motion to adopt resolution 22-118.
I'll second. Moved and seconded. Thank you, gentlemen. Questions or comments, audience?
Catherine, has the Pinnacle Ski Club made any progress on reorganizing and actually having a lease directly with the town for the Pinnacle? Or
Well, that's something that we'll need to talk about. They were working with the Recreation Committee, and so there's been progress in a number of areas, but not to the extent where the group can take over a lease at this point. I'm sure there'll be more discussions if moving along here, in a good way. I did talk to MCI, and they were very excited about renewing the lease, and so there's no issues with that. And I did add language so that if the lease comes up next year, rather than worrying about getting it done in time and everything, because a lot of people are involved, I can automatically sign it unless the language changes, at which point I would need the approval of the town attorney.
and does NCI use that facility for programming? Do
I'm
they have
going to be
programs
doing
in-
more work up there, yes, more items. They do use the facility.
Council, any questions or comments? I do have one. You're talking September 2007. Was that the last time the lease was renewed? So was it a 15-year lease?
No, that's the lease, that's where the description is, and each time that we renewed it in the last few years, they noted that date.
Refer to that,
Because
okay.
that's what all the details were.
So has this always been a one-year lease?
No, it was a 40-year lease at one point, and then we had some other different terms. A couple of years we didn't have a lease, but everybody said it was fine to use it. So they want to do one-year leases, and the intent of the past headmaster and the trustees was that eventually this would be taken over by the town or the ski club or somebody else. Now, I don't know what the current thought pattern is.
So is that the reason why they want to go 1 year to have that option?
Yes, so that we would move toward moving toward taking it over. Now, I haven't talked to the current headmaster about this. I did talk with the business manager, and they were more than happy to get this renewed for whatever period of time we needed. So I think it's a meeting of the minds is needed.
Is there a potential for that ownership actually changing, or is it just they want to keep that option open? Are there talks? Is there rumblings, or what's going on?
There was talks with some of the trustees that because of liability issues, they would like to have it transferred to the town.
They could easily bequeath to the town. Be more than happy to talk to them about that.
Well, we did talk about that, yes. There was a meeting, I think, 3 years ago in January, when this was discussed. But there's been a transfer of different headmasters and everything, so we'll see what the current one wants to do.
Okay, very well. Council, any questions, comments on this? Very well. Hearing none, I sense we're ready to vote. All those in favor of Resolution 22-118, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Resolution 22-18 passes. Catherine, let's move to Resolution 22-119, please.
Resolution 22-119, resolved that the town council authorize the write-off of uncollectible personal property taxes. And this can be, we can go over this or table it. I need to talk to the assessor about a few items.
Oh, so there's a possibility this might change?
Yes.
Okay. So we can move to table on the recommendation of the town manager. If I have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we table 22-119.
Second. Moving to second. Any questions or comments?
I just had a question of what deems an uncollectible.
Yes.
At what point is that determined?
Would be if a firm left the town and was bankrupt. If the people had no money and we went after them multiple times to get things taken care of. If we can't find them, that happens a lot. So there's 3 accounts I need to talk to the assessor about. Also uncollectible maybe. Sometimes we find that they don't fill out their declaration form, so the assessor has the right under the law to keep assessing them the same amount, or sometimes they increase it to try to get them to come in. I don't think our assessor does it that way, which is good. They'll just keep it at the same amount. They'll go out and see if it needs to be changed on some of the accounts. But sometimes the people don't fill out the declarations and they don't have all these items. So we write it off.
What's the
because
dollar?
it's an issue.
There's no dollar amount. How much is it?
We're going to table it.
I know, but I mean, like, it's not on the resolution to begin with. If we hadn't
Correct.
tabled it, wouldn't you want to know what that dollar amount is before you vote on it? I'm just throwing that out there for the next one.
Absolutely.
I won't be here to see it.
And you would, but it turned out that I need to talk to the assessor.
Yeah.
So it was just out of curiosity, is one of those properties that one on the Mount Road? Was it the Brownfield property? Or
No, that wouldn't be.
that one was taken care of because that was on the docket for years.
Yeah, I was able to take care of that because
All
last
right.
year, we actually had money left in the budget that we didn't need for anything.
Okay, I was just curious. Okay. All right. So any further questions or comments from tabling, council?
I
Very
would
well.
table with a list of properties and amounts for the future if you guys wanting to know that. So you can.
Yeah. I mean, that's the reason why I put there. The intent was to table it. That's why that's why Catherine provided extra information. Yes, absolutely. We're not going to make action without knowing numbers on that. All right, council, hearing none, since we're vote, all those in favor of tabling resolution 22-119, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Resolution 22-119 shall be tabled. Catherine, let's go to resolution 22-120, please.
Resolution 22-120, resolved that the town council approve a renewal application for a liquor license for Vintage Restaurant at 107 Main Street, Pittsfield, Maine, 04967.
Look for a motion from the council, please.
Make a motion to adopt resolution 22-120.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Thank you, gentlemen. Questions or comments? Heather? Heather, audience? All right, very well. Council, questions or comments? The application's there. It's almost a housekeeping item this time of year. Very well. Hearing none, I sense we're ready to vote. All those in favor of resolution 22-120, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Resolution 22-120 passes.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I would like to make a motion to waive the rules to read by title only and combine resolution 22-121 to resolution 22-126.
Second? Second. All right, second. So what this waiving of the rules means So since Resolution 22-121 through Resolution 22-126 are simply to accept all cash donations for that particular department, instead of reading every single resolution, we can waive the rules and make a motion that we act on all 6 with one vote. So this is a motion to waive the rules, so we can make that motion to do all 6 at one time instead of reading all 6 at the same time. Any questions or comments on that, Council?
I just have a question
Yeah.
on the process for this, because I haven't seen a resolution written in this way, and I just want to make sure I'm clear on what this means. These funds, you're accepting all the donations as a formality, but it says authorize the expenditure of funds in accordance with town rules and regulations. What does that mean exactly? Like, what could happen to those funds? We
All right,
can move
very
them,
good.
or
Yeah, all the funds are in their own individual revenue accounts for those that got revenues. And so the town rules and regulations would be the bid policy, purchase orders, and all of that. So that would mean if we got some money for the swimming pool, which we actually did, but if we did, and we went out and let's say it's $500, we can't just spend it for anything. We have to just follow the regular rules for expenditures for regular tax dollars.
I just wanted to make sure that doesn't necessarily, that this doesn't allow the town to take funds from some of these accounts and move them for other
No, we
spending.
don't do that. And if we did, the council has to approve it.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
the auditor would be very unhappy.
So each of these entities, they will get donations, like the library, the
Yeah.
pool, or anything like that, but they can't accept it until it has to go through the council. This is the process we have to do to accept those.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, thank you.
So any questions on the waiving of the rules, council? Very well, all in favor of waiving the rules for Resolution 22-121 through 22-126, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. Ayes have it, we have waived the rules for those resolutions. I'll look for a motion to move on the resolutions.
I will make a motion to move on Resolution 22-121 through 22-126.
Approve.
Approved. Approved.
The motion is to approve resolutions 22-121 through 22-126. Do I have a second?
Second.
Move a second. Thank you, gentlemen. Questions or comments? Heather, anything? Council? Yeah.
It's the efficiency.
Okay. Isn't it awesome? So this is a motion that we're going to accept Resolution 22-121 and all through 22-126. It's a one vote for all 6. Any questions or comments? Very well, here are none. All in favor of adopting Resolution 22-121 through Resolution 22-126, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Resolution 22-121 through Resolution 22-126 pass. Very well. Thank you, Council. Let's move on to Resolution 22-127, please, Catherine.
Resolution 22-127, resolved that the town council appoint Albert Tempesta as code enforcement officer for the following areas: zoning and land use ordinances, shoreline zoning ordinances, for the period of January 1st, 2023 to December 31st, 2023.
Look for a motion from the Council, please.
Make a motion to adopt Resolution 22-127.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Thank you, gentlemen. Any questions from the audience? Heather, anything? Amy, you're online there. Any questions or comments on Resolution 22-127? I'll take your silence as a no. So we'll move to the council. Any questions or comments? Very well. Hearing none, a sense ready to vote. All those in favor of Resolution 22-127, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Resolution 22-127 passes. Catherine, let's move on to Resolution 22-128, please.
Resolution 22-128, resolved that the town council appoint Albert Tempesta as licensed plumbing inspector for the period of January 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2023.
Look for a motion from council, please.
Make a motion to adopt resolution 22-128.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Thank you, gentlemen. Any questions or comments? Heather? Anyone online wish to speak? Very well, I shall close the audience. Move to council. Any questions or comments, council? Very well. Hearing none, I sense we're ready to vote. All those in favor of resolution 22-128, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Resolution 22-128 passes. Catherine, let's move to resolution 22-129, please.
Resolution 22-129, resolved that the town council appoint Travis Gould as code enforcement officer alternate for the following areas: zoning and land use ordinances, shoreline zoning ordinances, for the period of January 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2023.
I'll look for a motion from council.
Make a motion to adopt resolution 22-129.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Thank you, gentlemen. Any questions or comments? Audience? Anyone online wish to speak? Very well. A closed audience. Council, questions or comments, please? You guys are making me nervous now. Don't look at that clock. Stop that. Very well. Hearing none, I sense we're ready to vote. All those in favor of resolution 22-129, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Resolution 22-129 passes. And the last one for the year, resolution 22-130. Catherine, please, if you would.
Resolution 22-130, resolved that the town council appoint Travis Gould as licensed plumbing inspector alternate for the period of January 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2023.
Who's going to give me the last motion?
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution 22-130.
Second. Moved and seconded. Thank you, gentlemen. Questions or comments from the audience? Heather, nothing? You wait for an hour. Anyone online wish to speak? Very well. I'll close the audience. Council, questions or comments on this? Very good. Hearing none, I sense we're ready to vote. All those in favor of resolution 22-130, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Resolution 22-130 passes. So let's move on to number 8, discussion items. Catherine, anything particular that you'd like to discuss on this, or it's just a matter that we have a package to review here?
You have a package to review. Everyone has filled out their information. And the building and code enforcement officer gave me information for the town manager's report, but he would have a reduced schedule and was out for a while. The cemetery sexton did not, because the cemetery is shut down, but everybody got their report, full reports there.
All right. Thank you very much for that. So, with that, let's move on to reports. We'll start. Yeah.
I have a question on that.
I'm sorry, Brett.
Under the fire section, Catherine, it said they were going to inspect that engine 3 today. Did that happen?
It squeaked by, so
Okay.
it did get a sticker at this point.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Yeah, the fire chief came right in to tell me. It was good news.
Just as good as a brand new one now, right? It's got the sticker that says so.
At least for now, yes, that's good.
Council, anything else on that? All right, very well. So let's move on to number 9. We'll go to reports. And Heather, I will start with you.
Thank you.
You are our audience.
I just have 2 things. I saw in Main Good Magazine that Thomas College is partnering with the MMA to offer graduate level courses to at no cost. Their first class is no cost, and then after that they have a cost savings for reduced costs for municipal member town employees. And so that means that we can kind of take this as an excellent opportunity to develop more additional skills in some of our employees and offer them that benefit, as well as possibly kind of using that program as a way to maybe recruit additional employees and try and find another pool of applicants that are working on getting higher level skills, and it might be a good spot to outreach to when we're looking at filling positions. And then secondly, tonight is Pete's last night, and so I just wanted to say a couple words about that. I served with Pete for a couple years. I really enjoyed serving with Pete. We had some overlapping time on the council. We didn't always agree on things. We didn't always see eye to eye on issues, but Pete was always a reasonable person and easy to work with and respectful to everyone in the audience as well as the other council members. And that's part of what made it pleasant to have him back. And he always had thoughtful contributions to all the discussions. And he followed the council matters long before, I think maybe like 4 years before you actually decided to serve on the council. So I hope you continue to follow the council matters, and we might see you sitting in that seat again at another period of time. And so thank you for your dedication and all of your efforts
Thank you.
that you put into serving the council. That's it.
All set?
Yeah, Merry Christmas. everyone.
Thank you, Heather. Merry Christmas to you too. Anyone online like to speak? Amy, I see you online. Would you like to make questions or comments? All right, very well. So let's go to the council, please. I'll start with Mr. Jester.
Couple things, I guess. First, it's kind of been a theme of the year where proposals and bids, and this is no direct impact to you, obviously, just coming in 2 weeks, but this isn't the first time, right? Are not confirmed immediately before the vote. So the vote takes place, we agree to funds, only to find out that we're going to be encumbered for greater funds. This is at least the third, maybe fourth time that that's happened this year. And obviously we saw that go through our bid process. So I would like to see some standards in place. Bids have to be, relatively new or fresh within 30 days of when we vote on them, right? And then immediately, next business day, communicated to that vendor so that we can lock that fee in. I don't think taking a proposal from February and expecting someone to honor that in December is good business. I'm not going to honor a quote that way in my business, and I don't think anybody else should either. So I think we need to see some standards in place for that. That's kind of my one little piece of feedback, and because I didn't want to be aimed directly at you, I didn't bring it up then, right? Save it for the end and make it a broad statement. So that's one piece. We need to be tighter as far as that goes, and as a council, I think that this year we'll probably push back on that and want to see those bids, in a timely fashion. As far as that goes, I'm going to kind of echo Heather's words to Pete and to Lindsay. It's been an absolute pleasure over this last year getting a chance to serve with both of you, getting to hear some incredibly thought-provoking ideas, getting a chance to see government challenged at times in the way that we think and the way that we do business, but also being forced to honor traditions at times as well too, and that's been incredible. It's challenged me as an individual, but also as somebody that represents this town to try to bring the best I can each week, and every person in this room has kind of inspired that. It's been awesome working with these two. And for that, I just say thank you to each of you for an awesome year, and I look forward to 2 more max. 2 more.
You can't say that. No, but looking forward to seeing how much further we can keep this trajectory, going up, and it's been great. So thank you to everyone in this room. All set?
Me, yes, sir.
All right, thank you, Craig. Eric, let's move to you first.
Yeah, I just want to thank Pete for his service, and you certainly have taught me a lot about how this runs. And and we didn't always necessarily agree on stuff, but it was always very cordial, and I think it was, I learned a lot from you as far as procedurally. It was like, I didn't know what I was getting into that way at all, and watching you guys, work together that way, and you took the lead and all that stuff, and it helped me kind of get my feet under me. I'm not saying I'm that guy next year, but they will definitely do a good job.
Okay, let me
And Lindsay, it's been a pleasure serving with you. I hate to see you go, honestly. You are a complete bulldog. You're an animal. Like, you get something on your mind, and your thoughts are very direct, but they're very thoughtful, and they're encompassing. You have the community in the best of interest all the time, I feel like. And I think that shows by what you're involved in and how much you're involved in it. So I hate to see you go, and I hope you get an opportunity to come back. But that's it. That's all I got.
All right, thank you, Eric. Jason, let's go to you, please.
Just a quick question on dump stickers. Well, I'll thank them in a minute.
Dump stickers first, okay?
Yeah, come on.
Still on back order here.
Okay.
So they'll be coming as soon as possible. We'll put out an announcement.
All right. That's fair.
Duct tape for 2023.
Yeah, that's all.
They still let you in.
Yeah, sure. Mel, echo what they said. It was really good working with you, Pete, for a couple of years, ordinance committee and other things. So I appreciate all the help and whatnot. And then obviously Lindsay, it's bitter. Now it's just bitter to see you go, but yeah, hopefully you can stay involved in everything that you're already involved in and continue to come to the council meetings and beat on us like other people like to. So we enjoy that. It makes for good meetings, and these ones are a little too easy, so the more people here, the better. But it was really nice working with both of you, so we'll hopefully see you next year to keep us going. And that's it.
All right, thank you, Jason. Lindsay, let's go to you, please.
All right. Well, I'd like to thank everyone here for giving me the opportunity to serve out the rest of Amanda Collmore's spot. Gave me the 7-month taste of what this is like, and then now here I go. I think it's a really slow process. The local government, it's been a learning, big learning curve for me to kind of slow down, because I think that I've never been a wallflower, and I like to see change happen and happen fast. So in the avenues that I can do that in the community, I usually thrive. In here, I feel like it's been challenging at times, but rewarding. It's a really good feeling when you see the changes taking place out in the community, that you were a part of making that happen. So that's really great when that can come full circle. But not always a good feeling to read the headlines and hear all the criticisms of all the things you're trying to do. It doesn't really reflect the hard work and dedication of the council at times. But at the end of the day, I think we made good decisions and took the high road most of the time. And I'd love to see the progress continue on cleaning up town and keep the code enforcement stuff moving forward and improving the quality family programming. I know I'll stay on rec and keep doing all that, and I'll be at the school, and so I won't be far. I'll come in with my TV dinner tray and my computer every other week and keep my name tag.
We'll send out the bat signal.
I'll be around. Don't worry. I can be called. Yeah, the bat signal. I can be called on, but I still plan to be a very active citizen and do whatever I can to help it go, because I really care about this town and all the people in it. So thank you guys for allowing me to serve. And thank you, Mr. Mayor, for tightening my leash when I needed it.
Yeah. No.
All right, come back.
Oh, what's that? That's right. I'll send
Yes,
Lindsay.
all that.
All right, thank you. Brian, please.
Just short and quick, just it's been a pleasure working with Lindsay and Pete, and she'll be back sometime, yeah. And just wish everybody a Merry Christmas. So, yeah.
Thank you, Brian. Deputy Mayor Roger Dice.
You're not going to let me have the last word?
No.
I was going to make a motion to...
You run again, then you go. I'll tell you what, when I'm done, then I'll give you last word.
No. It's been good working with all you, and I've enjoyed my time here, and I hope to be back. And that's pretty much all I have. Everybody have a good Christmas.
All right, thank you all very much. I'll be brief as possible. Before I forget, I want all the councils to please stay. I want to have do our class photo for the yearbook. So I want to thank Heather. Your tenacity on attending the meetings, being involved with the town is commendable. And looking forward to serving with you again. And you bring some logic to the meeting, so I'm glad that you're going to be back. And I wish we had more citizens like you that would fill these seats. I've said that since you and I first met, but unfortunately this is what happens sometimes. Chief, thank you very much for coming to represent. I've heard nothing but good things from everyone I talked to, so we made a wise decision. So once again, welcome to town. Pete, it's been a pleasure working with you, and I'm glad that you took the deputy position when I asked. I'm pleased that you did, and you've been a necessary foil to me at times. You were the logic, cool-headed person, which sometimes just irritated the living creepers out of me sometimes, but it's what I need to hear. So thank you for being the constant. I appreciate your constant communications, and I do hope to see you back, within 2 years, but if not, I'll watch you on TV.
I'll take my seat back.
Oh, yeah, well,
Be a thorn in your side.
after 24, I'll come join you, okay? Lindsay, I had a blast serving with you. So I just wanted to comment on something you said. I'm not a wallflower. I don't think there's anybody on earth that will ever refute that. you have some intelligence. Some of the suggestions you had were saviors, life rings to us. So thank you very much for your input. Thank you very much for your sharing your experience and your thoughts. And I hope to see you back in some capacity. And Pete will save a seat for you. Okay. So that's really, just want to wrap up. Thank you to the whole council. It's been a tough year. The processes we've had to go through have been difficult, and it's all volunteer, so everyone should be commended. So thank you all very much. No, you're not getting paid. Thank you all very much for the work that we do. I mean, we miss time with families. We miss, maybe dinners that were warmed up in the oven more than once. And it's not easy, and you were asked a lot by your responsibilities. You were asked a lot by me personally as mayor. So I thank you all very much. You all stepped up, and I greatly appreciate it. And I'd serve with every one of you again in a heartbeat again. I'm glad to have all you back, and I hope to see you two back. So, as I said, when we close, I'd like to have council stay. I want to get a photo for the wall. We're going to start getting that going again. And Merry Christmas to everyone. And let's have a happy, safe, and peaceful New Year. So, I'll look for a motion, please.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Move the second. We are adjourned.
Have we one request? No, we're all. No, we're closing.
I know. I'm a pain in the ass. Don't give it to that, just straight away.
No, I don't.
Doesn't hurt.
Well, you know what?